Yes, students. Now we will revise chapter 8, which talks about unit and batch costing. From now on, whatever we will be studying is with respect to methods of costing. Methods of costing. We learned in the first chapter only the basics about this, guys. Now we will learn in detail along with how to apply this method in the calculation of cost. See, method of costing is something which an organization will follow to calculate their cost or to ascertain their cost. Sir, there are various methods of costing, no, sir. How do I choose for me or for my company? Depending upon the nature of work the company is doing, they will choose whichever method of costing is suitable for them. Once they choose using that method, they will calculate the cost of completing their job. In this chapter, we will be covering only the two methods. In the upcoming chapters, we will cover the other methods. Okay, sir. So let us see some basics about the method of costing or what are the different industries classification is there. They have given. We will see that. Costing method enables the users to have customized information of any cost object. What is cost object? It is something for which we will determine the cost separately or we will measure the cost separately. To the need and suitability. Different methods of costing have been developed according to the needs and nature of the industry. So depending upon what work I am doing, I will adopt whichever method of costing is suitable for my company. For the sake of simplicity, industries has been grouped into two types, guys. One is industries who is doing the job work. Industries who are doing the job work means I will do the job or I will start the work only once you give the order for me. And whatever work I will do is as per your specification, as per your requirement. Under this, each job would be unique, guys. Each job would be different. One job may not be the same like the other job. Clear? For example, assume I am a furniture maker. Now you will come and give an order for double cot. I will do it as per your specification. You will tell length, breadth, everything. According to that, I will do it. Now your friend will come and tell, sir, I want same double bed, but in a little different way. I will do as per their specification. Correct? So each job I am doing as per the customer's request. Clear? Yes, sir. Whereas there is one more industry which is industries engaged in the mass production of a single product or identical products. Means, sir, same product I am producing on a continuous basis. I am a pen manufacturer. Will each pen be different? No. Assume I am manufacturing 1000 pen or 1 lakh pen. Each pen will be different. Sorry, each pen will be same. Are they unique? No, sir. They will be same to same. Everything. See, I might be producing different types of pen. Assume this is one of the type of pen. Even whether I am producing 1,000, 100 or 1 lakh, everything will be same to same. Will they have a separate identity? No, they will be same to same as. Clear? Yes, sir. So let us see what is the difference between both. For the industry doing the job work, an entity which is engaged in the execution of a special orders, each order being distinguishable means each order is different from the other. Jobs are worked strictly in accordance with whom? The customer specification or requirement. However, you tell, I will do the work and give it back to you. And each job order is unique. Means each job order is different from the other. Yes, sir. Well, coming to the other one, that is the continuous or process type of industries. The continuous or process type of industries are characterized by the continuous production of uniform products. Uniform is same according to the standard specification. Guys, company would have already fixed what should be the length of this pen, width of this pen, okay, how it should be, how this nip should be, everything they would have specified. As per that, we will manufacture all the pens. In such a case, the successive lots are generally indistinguishable, means one is not different from the other as to the size and form. Examples are who are following job work, shipbuilding, construction of road and bridges, manufacturing of heavy electrical machineries and tools. Guys, if it is heavy machines, shipbuilding and all, they will manufacture only once they get the order. If it is a small machines and all, maybe they will manufacture and keep it. You will go and select it. They are talking about here heavy electric machineries and tools, wood and furniture works, etc. Whereas coming to this, which are the industries which will follow this type of methods? that is chemical and pharmaceutical products, paper or food products, canning, paints and varnish oil, rubber, textile, etc. We will be manufacturing the same kind of product on a continuous basis. Then coming to the last difference, the method of costing for ascertaining the cost of each job either is job costing, or if it is a contract costing like for construction work and all, we follow contract costing, or the last one is batch costing. Sir, can we follow batch costing also here? Yes. For example, assume guys, I'm a furniture maker. Now one of the educational institution came and told me, because sir, we want 100 tables or 100 bench we want. Now, can I consider this as a batch? Yes. Okay, now 100 bench or desk, whatever I have received the order for, I can consider it as one batch. So can I follow batch costing also here? Yes. Coming to the other side, which are the suitable methods of costing? Process costing, single output costing, or operating costing. In this chapter, we will be discussing two methods of costing. What are those, sir? Unit costing and batch costing. And guys, unit costing here, sir, is there anything special we will be learning? No. Whatever we would have learned in cost sheet, now same thing. Once we get total cost, if I divide it by total output, what do I get? Cost per unit. Sir, who will follow unit costing? When a company is manufacturing one product on a continuous basis, they will follow the unit costing or single output costing. So through this method, what do they do, sir? They will calculate the total cost, which includes all the expenses, material, labor, overhead, everything. It is easy now because they are not doing multi-product. Any expenses they have incurred is for this product. So just calculate total cost divided by number of units. You will get cost per unit. Next, batch costing. Batch costing, this is important. You can get a numerical question also here. Batch is what, guys? A group of units. When I'm producing the same product on a continuous basis, clear? Or else when I'm producing or I'm doing a work for a group of product or group of job, I can follow batch costing. For example, I am a biscuit manufacturer. Instead of manufacturing one single biscuits, I will manufacture maybe 12 biscuits in a batch or 100 biscuits in a batch. Or I assume I'm a pharmaceutical company. Clear? I manufacture medicines. So, sir, should I manufacture each single tablet separately? Maybe not. Assume I will manufacture 12 tablets in a batch or 100 tablets in a batch. Clear? This 12 and 100 is nothing but batch size. Batch size. When I am manufacturing a group of units in one particular lot, that is called batch costing. So in this, what do we do, sir? We will calculate the cost of each batch separately. Each batch separately. So I will keep each batch separately. So what would be the cost object here? Batch. So identify what is the material cost, labor cost, overhead cost for each batch. Once you get the total cost of the batch, divide it by number of units in the batch. Assume guys, number of units in the batch is 100. So we have got, what is the total cost of a batch? Assume 10,000. Now 10,000 divided by 100, what do you get? Cost per unit. Cost per unit in the batch. I repeat, first we will calculate what is the total cost in the batch, which includes material cost, labor cost, overhead cost. Then divide it by number of units in the batch, which we call it as batch size. Once you do this, what do you get? Cost per unit in the batch. Cost per unit in the batch. And when the companies come manufacturing or doing number of batches, they will give name for each batch. Batch 1, batch 2, batch 3, like this. Even for your guys classes, okay, there will be given a name, or else maybe year 2025 batch, 2024 batch, or September 2025 batch, clear, or Jan 2026 batch, like that, correct? So when the organization is handling multiple batches, they will keep a name for each batch. Okay, sir. And one important thing in this batch costing is deciding the batch size. Batch size should always be a standard, guys. That is, I told you, I am producing 100 units in each batch. This 100 is a batch size. Now I told 100, but how will the company decide this, sir? How will the company decide what should be the size of the batch? For that, we need to use a concept called economic batch quantity. Economic batch quantity. Now assume guys, in a year, we are supposed to produce totally. In a year, we are supposed to produce totally how many units? Let us consider it as 10,000. 10,000. Now I want to produce it in batches. I want to produce it in batches. Now I want to know what should be the size of each batch. Should it be like 1,000, 500, 2,000, 5,000? What should be the batch size? I am confused. Now I am deciding on that. Now, see guys, if I keep batch size highest, then the carrying cost would be more. Clear? Let me write it down. If the quantity of the batch is more, then the carrying cost also would be more. Whereas machine setup cost we will call it as that will be lower. Why sir? Because number of batches will be less. If batch size is more, number of batches will be less, right? So in that case, setup cost will be lower. At the same time, if I produce less quantity in each batch, then carrying cost would be lower, whereas setup cost would be more. Why sir? Because number of setup would be more. Clear? And one thing you should be knowing, guys, please be careful. Economic batch quantity is similar to a concept called EOQ, which we learned in material cost chapter. But one important difference between both is EOQ is calculated for raw material, EBQ is calculated for output. Clear? Let us go back to EOQ and try to connect to this. Guys, in EOQ, that is economic order quantity, which we learned in the material cost chapter. What did we do? Sir, in a year, totally I require, assume 1 lakh kgs of raw material. Annual requirement of raw material is how much? 1 lakh. My confusion is, how much should I purchase each time? How much should I purchase each time? That is where EOQ helped me. If I am purchasing in a larger lots, then carrying cost will be more because I have to look after more number of units. Whereas ordering cost would be lower. Why, sir? Because the number of orders will be less. Same way, if I purchase in smaller quantity, carrying cost would be lower, but number of orders would be more, na? So ordering cost will be more. So EOQ concept will help me to decide a lot size where the total of carrying as well as ordering will be minimum. Assume as per EOQ, we got 10,000 kgs. That means every time I place a fresh order, if I place it for 10,000 units, my total of carrying cost and ordering cost would be minimum. Will be minimum. And at EOQ, total carrying cost and total ordering cost would be same. Would be same. Total of both will be minimum. Individually, both will be equal. Correct? Yes. So EOQ we will calculate for what, guys? Raw material. And if carrying cost is given in percentage, we will apply that percentage on what? Purchase price. Because higher the purchase price of the raw material, higher would be the carrying cost. Carrying cost. Why, sir? I have to care for it more. I have to take the extreme care of it. So accordingly, my carrying cost would be more. Now coming to EB, that is economic batch quantity. We are calculating it for output, guys. What do we manufacture? Output. Now we are deciding, sir, in each batch, how many units should I manufacture? How many units should I manufacture? Totally in a year, I am supposed to produce 10,000 kgs of output. But in each batch, how much should I produce? So there are two costs associated with it. What is it, sir? Carrying cost, and the other one is the setup cost. What is carrying cost, sir? Sir, once the output is produced in a batch, I need to take care of it until it is sold. Until it is sold. So once the manufacturing is done, to take care of it till it is sold, whatever cost we incur is called carrying cost here. Carrying cost, holding cost, or storage cost. And please be careful. In EOQ calculation, carrying cost was for raw material. That is, once I purchase till I use it in the production process, what is the cost I incur? Whereas here, once I produce my output till it is sold in the market or till it is sold to the customer, what is the cost I will incur to look after that? That is to look after what? Finished goods. Okay, now then there is one more cost called machine setup cost. That is, once a number of units are produced, we need to set up the machine again and manufacture it. So what is the cost we will incur to set up the machine, guys, or equipment? Got it? Yes, sir. So please be careful. One thing you have to be very clear. Concept, formula and all almost same. But for what we calculate is different. Clear? Yes. Let us study that. Primarily, the total production cost under batch production comprises of two main costs. What are those? Machine setup cost and holding cost. Inventory holding cost is for what? If you want to write for finished goods. For finished goods or output, guys. Okay, sir. If the batch size is higher, means the number of units in the batch is more, means which cost would be more, guys? Which cost would be more? The inventory holding cost. The setup cost may decline due to lesser number of setups, but units in the inventory will go up, leading to what? Higher holding cost. If lot size is lower, lower inventory holding costs are accomplished, but with what? Higher setup cost. Why higher setup cost, sir? When batch size is lower, the number of setups would be more. When number of setup is more, the setup cost would also be more. Okay. So you can see, I have also given by way of diagram. Okay. So you can see, this is the batch size, this is the cost. So just a yes. Now, as the batch size increases, inventory carrying cost will increase. Clear? As batch size increases, the setup cost will decrease. Will decrease. If batch size is lower, assume like 100, 200 and all, then setup cost would be highest somewhere here. Clear? Yes, sir. And this is what, sir? The total cost, total of both carrying cost as well as setup cost. Carrying cost as well as setup cost. Very similar to yoke, guys. Correct? Same to same diagram. Only names will change. Economic batch quantity is a batch size where total cost of setup and holding cost are at minimum. At minimum. Guys, see in the place of setup for EOQ, what it was? Ordering. Correct? Total ordering cost. Whereas here it is total setup cost. The objective here being to determine what are we calculating through EBQ, guys. The production lot or batch size means in each batch, how many units should I produce? And that optimizes both setup as well as inventory holding cost. Now, important statement I have given you. Economic batch quantity is always calculated for what? Output. To decide how many units has to be produced in each batch or in each lot. Whereas it is similar to EOQ, but EOQ will always be calculated for what, guys? Raw material, that is input. To decide how many units should be purchased, not produced, purchased. Each time an order is placed. Each time an order is placed, guys. So what is the formula to calculate EBQ, sir? Square root of 2 into annual demand. D stands for annual demand. Annual demand of raw material or output? Output, please be careful, into setup cost for setup, whole divided by carrying cost per unit per annum. Important thing. If carrying cost is given in percentage, you need to apply it on what? Cost of production. Cost of production. Well, calculating EOQ, if carrying cost is given in percentage, we used to apply it on purchase price of raw material. But here, guys, once the manufacture is manufacturing is completed, I need to look after the products. If the cost of the product which I have manufactured is huge, then the carrying cost which I incur also should be more. Why, sir? Because I have to take care of it properly. Even if few units are lost, it is a huge loss for me. Clear? Yes. So the carrying cost directly depends on the cost of production of the product. So if carrying cost is given as a percentage in the question, apply it on cost of production per unit of output, not on purchase price. Please be careful. Here we are calculating it for output. Now, sir, can we calculate total setup cost and total carrying cost? Yes. We used to calculate total ordering cost for raw material. Now, what was the formula? Annual demand of raw material divided by lot size, which was normally EOQ, into ordering cost per order. Same way here. Annual demand of output divided by EBQ or lot size. What do you get, guys? Number of setup into setup cost per setup cost per setup. Cost per setup. Then second one, total carrying cost, same like mine, yo, half into batch size here. Okay, that is for output into carrying cost per unit per annum. And please be careful in EBQ formula, we will use only this last part. Clear? Whatever you get here, don't use it in EBQ formula, you will go wrong. In EBQ formula, it is setup cost per setup and here carrying cost per unit per annum and not the total. Yeah. And at EBQ, both of them will be equal. Both of them would be equal individually. Yes, sir. Hope you understood. Clear? Huh? Yes.